Hello.
I tried to time that right. I was like, yeah, I almost got it.
Listen, we are professionals.
Yeah, we're professionals.
One day, both of us are gonna have like some, I don't know, some anime character finishing pose as soon as the song's over. And just like,
Oh, what a good idea! What a good idea!
I
Oh
mean,
man,
I don't know how familiar you are with like the old Dragon Ball series or how much you watched it.
ish.
We need to have like poses like the Ginyu Force had. They had just a whole choreography, and everybody tended to make fun of them for it. But they're like, but we're so cool.
Yeah, we need that. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Yeah. In the meantime, yeah, I don't know. I am. Gosh, we were talking before the show, both Logan and I, and we had long weekends for different reasons, and so both of us are a little we're a little tired tonight. But you know,
I mean, like,
fun.
yeah, show must go on because what else are we doing on a Monday? But I mean, like, I don't know, good weekends all around. You actually got to go to a convention and see some artists, if I'm not
I
incorrect, right?
did. I did. Can I before we
Show
start doing a
off.
guess, can I show you a few things?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I'm really excited, and I I love artists, and um yeah. So to kind of lead off, I did go to Miami TCG Con, where every year they've got Lorcana artists there, and it's like I'm not gonna lie, like the first year of Miami TCG Con, or that I went to, it was like huge Lorcana event. And this year, or the last couple of years, it's been a little bit harder because there've been conflicting events, like a DLC last weekend, and then this week Festival of the Arts was going on right up the road, and so a lot of Lorcana people prioritize that. But there was a Lorcana tournament. Lorcana Villain was there. There were Lorcana artists, and it was really fun because I got to spend a lot of time hanging out with the artists, both during the show and after the show. And I made a few irresponsible purchases, Logan, as I'm wont to do.
As you tend to do when you see tons of illustrators. I mean, you just
Yeah,
can't help yourself.
I know. Well, some of it is cool. So this is cool. I don't think I need to bring up my small camera for it. This is so Tony and Tom Bancroft were there, and they're Lorcana artists, but they were brought on because they're pretty like legendary Disney animators. Tony Bancroft directed Mulan, and Tony and Tom worked on a number of different Disney movies. So they had from their days in the studio some screen used sketches. So these are actually like
Oh,
actually I'm gonna use the other camera, and hold on a second. There's actually sketches that were used in the movie, and so you can pause the film and you can find this frame. But this is Simba after he runs into Timon and Pumbaa, and they're like, what happened? And he's like, something terrible. So yeah, this is used on film. And then on the other side, I bought one from Tony as well. Tony was the key animator, like the supervising animator on Pumbaa, and created that character. And so this is from the same scene where Pumbaa's looking at him and is like, can we help with anything?
I'm always really,
So
really interested in. So, while I am not an artist and I'm not really good at anything animation, I'm really interested in the process of like storyboarding and how they go from poses and how they, I mean, just the amount of love and care it takes to take a character. You think of like, just in your mind, think of what a picture of Simba looks like, especially as a child. Now, like, imagine him through all of his gamut of emotions and what animators do to make that happen. It's incredibly interesting.
yeah, it's really cool. And getting to see these sheets and like some of the notes in the behind the scene process is really awesome. I have two more show off pieces just because before we get into gameplay and stuff, but I did buy a bunch of sketched cards because again I'm irresponsible. And I'll show you two on polar opposite ends of the spectrum because reasons. So this is Juan Diego's lady, and I was like, Juan, I need like uber cute, like go all in on like lady puppy. And so we did this, and I kind of love it.
It's amazing.
And then this one I thought you might appreciate. I thought the audience might appreciate. So there's a card that came out in Whispers, which is unlike, like the art in it is unlike anything else we've seen in Lorcana because it's Black Cauldron and it's dark and it's scary and it is darker than anything I thought we would see in Lorcana. And Kendall Hale got to illustrate, and Kendall Hale likes to draw monsters and stuff, but he doesn't get to in Lorcana because whatever. So I was like, hey, Kendall, like lean into the vibe of this card. And he, from 11 p.m. until 1 a.m., worked on this and knocked out this.
Yo,
Yeah.
it's so good.
Isn't that wild? Like, so this is Cauldron Born, and like I love it because you'll never see like you could sketch anything in a Lorcana card, but like this is like,
You'll never see a Kindle Hail like just monster piece.
yeah,
Man, this is so cool.
yeah, isn't that yeah, it's wild. So like Cauldron Born is just so dark. I was like, let's take the opportunity to just like lean into it, and it doesn't feel Lorcana-esque because you look at it and it's, Lorcana's a lot of cute and, all that. But like when you look at the card art, it's like that's literally what's in the card art, just, sketch. So
See, but we've had glimpses of darkness. I mean, just look at the old Chernobog, right? The Enchanted Chernobog.
that's true.
But
That's true.
also, that's just kind of the theme of him in general. I believe as we continue with the lifespan of Lorcana, I don't think there's going to be a way that can, I guess, get away from all of the dark themes that do exist within the Disneyverse. Um, Especially with Pixar coming around. But I don't know. Like you see some like the new alternate art of Dragonfire. We're also seeing like hints
Mm,
of that darkness coming through.
it's true. That's a good point.
So I think they're more okay with some, not just the Cinderella Enchanted.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. But it was fun. It was a great convention, and thanks for letting me do a little show and tell. I have a few other things, but I'll refrain. But those are
You know
probably
what?
from
I don't. I'll just share my favorite Lorca art again.
Yeah, yo.
This is literally my favorite artwork in the game ever. This is the only card I've ever seen. I was like, I would rather play the enchanted version than the base version. And the whole reason being is because it's like it just has the classic Mickey, Donald, and Goofy artwork. I mean, Mickey doesn't have eyes really. He just has like the little dark pupils. That's just a classic Disney mixed with like Headless Horseman theme. So I don't know, like just I guess another instance of them being willing to go into the darker side, quote unquote. Even it has a little bit of like whimsy behind it. I mean, obviously it's still Mickey, Donald, and Goofy hiding from the Headless Horseman or being scared at him, but
Right.
I don't know. I especially, there's so many times I think we take the artwork for the game for granted. I certainly do. There's so many times we look at cards and we just kind of get desensitized. I'm just like, oh well, that's just what that card does, or oh, that's just what it is. But there's a lot of love and care put into this game that I don't think some other games match or really will match.
Yeah, I totally agree. Totally agree. And it feels good to me when there are conventions like this or artists do signings and they're able to um see like interact with fans and we're able to convey to them how special the work that they've done is, how much it means to us. And then when we ask them to play and do fun stuff and they get to like benefit financially too, in kind of in perpetuity from the work that they've done. So
Yeah.
yeah. Yes.
I mean, one of my prized possessions are still the Friends on the Other Side signed cards that I have by the artist. I mean,
Yeah.
as back when I was still playing Ruby Amethyst every weekend, and I don't know, actually getting to meet the artist and express to her like, you've made one of the most powerful cards in the game. How does it feel?
Yeah. Yeah. I love that art. That art goes so hard.
It's amazing.
Sorry, I had to show them side by side because like the dichotomy is just like so funny to me. Yeah, so funny. Anyway, all right, I'll switch back over. But yeah, it's been a wild week. There's so much went on this week. We have behind the scenes. I think you all know that Stephen Gettle, Lorcana historian, helps us out a lot about like with what's going on and current events. And he the last couple months he's done a really great rundown every week for us of like what's been happening because he documents it for his own content. And so we get a list of like here's what's going on. Here's what happened this week. And oh my goodness, like all the things went on this week in the world of Lorcana, Logan.
It's literally like 3 pages. Like I feel like there was more news just over this weekend, over the 16th through the 18th, than we've gotten in a lot of weeks combined.
Yeah. And a lot of it was focused on a few different events, but even so, it just a lot happened.
And a
So
lot of it was like just overseas news, which I think a lot of us kind of tend to forget that is happening. A lot of this season, while unfortunately North America didn't get a lot of DLCs for us, like Indianapolis is the last one we're going to have this year. There's a lot happening overseas in Lorcana in general.
yeah, which is really cool. Which is really cool. You know, so we are going to talk a little bit more. Oh, look at this. We're getting a super chat here, which is super appreciated, but also it is a good opportunity to remind us to plug this event. Emerald City Comic Con in March, including the Mulan voice actress will be there, as well as 5 Lorcana illustrators. So now I'm jealous and I need to find a proxy buyer. So if you're going to that, hit me up because I need trinkets, bits and bobs.
Gadgets and gizmos aplenty.
Plenty. But thanks for the super chat there, board bro. Really, really appreciated. You set up a nice segue there, Logan, because we were talking about things going on overseas though. And we had a couple things going on, over the Pacific, a couple challenges and competitive events and people going there. And then on the other side of the world, over the Atlantic, you have the RareHunters team, which is based primarily out of Europe, and they're doing some fun stuff as well as traveling to. They had some members travel to these events over in Asia. So it feels like a good time to bring in first guest for the evening, who's kind of familiar with both of these things, because we're not going to talk so much about the challenges with Earl, but we are going to talk about a little bit of what RareHunters is doing. Maybe we'll touch on challenges. So welcome back to the stream at dark 30 in the morning, Earlmeister. Hey.
Earl, I think you're muted.
Mute. Oh, no.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, we got you now.
There you go.
Hello. How are you guys doing?
Hey, good. Good to see you. Good to have you back.
Oh, hello. Good to be back.
How was the weekend for you, sir?
This weekend it was busy work-wise because of the Rare Hunter stuff. And the weekend before was also busy because I saw you guys in Richmond. That was a lot of fun. I love the Sundays when everything is done and we get to hang out and just chill. That's one of my favorite parts of the DLCs.
I agree.
I mean, I think we can all mirror that. I mean, Friday and Saturday definitely feel like everybody tends to get really spacey because they're very much so focused on what they're doing. But then Sunday, depending on how things shake out, if you're not exactly in the top 32, it's time to just like chill out, cheer on your friends that are there, actually converse with the people that maybe you haven't gotten to spend a lot of time with all weekend.
Yeah. Speaking of that, I don't know why, but well, I grew up watching sports and I usually am the loudest one when it comes to cheering. When we were in Singapore, I was so loud the whole the whole stadium or the whole venue can hear me. I was for some reason in Richmond, I was trying to get loud, but I was trying to hold it back because I feel bad when I cheer for my teammates and there's another person there losing, that's why I wish that we have more screens in general where people can sit down and watch, because then I can cheer without like screaming at the face of my teammate's opponent when they're doing stuff.
It does feel bad when you're standing like right next to one of their teammates too, and you're like, yeah, and they're like looking at you like, Yeah.
What, dude? They made a great play. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
I mean, like during the finals in the viewing area, there was just a group of us on the Maelstrom camp, and like every time Sky did something or like made a comeback, especially after game 2, we were just incredibly loud. I'm very surprised that we didn't get some sort of warning about the noise we were making, but
we really need a viewing area. There was one in Singapore. It was quite nice. It's not ultra megatonic, but it was good enough.
Minor megatonic.
I think every DLC needs a viewing area like the one Seattle had. It was like a big projector screen, and I think like 8 or 10 rows of chairs you could sit down and watch.
Yeah, it's definitely something that Lorcana needs to upgrade in terms of DLCs. Other card games already have it, and it's only a matter of time, I think. I'm pretty sure it's in the back of their mind.
No, for sure. So, I mean, just as a point off of that, we were talking with Baker a lot during Richmond, and I think he nudges occasionally whenever he sees that there's something that can be improved upon. He said in Richmond they took a lot of steps from Milwaukee to improve the production side of things. So I'm
Yeah,
sure by Indianapolis we're gonna see a lot more changes for the better as well.
hopefully. Fingers crossed.
Totally agree.
But with all of that going on, do you want to share with us this thing that RareHunters is doing? I know it's kind of new as far as like team things go, and something that I don't think we've seen in Lorcana before.
Yeah, so we haven't seen this in Lorcana, but we have seen this in different esports before. What Rare Hunters is trying to do is to bring the esports vibe or culture into Lorcana and card games in general in the future. But right now we're fully focused on Lorcana alone. And that's basically what we're trying to bring. Other teams in esports have the academy team and stuff like that. And I'm just going to kind of go through these notes that I wrote down because Liam told me that the time is tight tonight. So he sent me a list of questions, and I'm just going to go through it if that's okay.
Yeah, hit him.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So basically, the concept of it is it's a proving ground. Unless you're famous in Lorcana, it's really, really hard for you to be discovered. And for us, that kind of sucks because I believe that there's a lot of hidden gems out there, and we just haven't discovered them yet. So we're trying to give this platform to those people. And of course, even if you're already known in Lorcana, you can still sign up for this. That's even a bigger bonus if you already are. There's a few people that we're scouting, but this is for the people that are not being scouted. And we wanna be able to see them. So once you're in, this is again, like what I said, the proving grounds is where you prove yourself that you can be a pro player. And what is a pro player? To me, a pro player is a well-rounded player in general and can cover a lot of grounds, not just the competitive side. So the competitive side is one thing. Obviously, you need to perform, and that's a given. So the other stuff that I think you guys are frozen.
Oh, are we?
Oh no!
Oh, you guys were like,
I was
we're just listening intently.
So
I'll twitch every now and then.
You're just so captivating.
It's
girl.
true, yeah.
So the other side of things is being a name in Lorcana, being a celebrity, right? Even not a superstar, just like a name that people know, because the most important part of for us is like sharing our story. And in order to share that, you need to have good socials out there. You're trying to grow your X, your Facebook account, your Instagram, so you can share your story individually, and we can share your journey with us as well. Because it's like what Zan said before. This is the blueprints for the kids right now. When they look into their future, some of these kids will be looking up like how they can do this, and we want to provide that for the Lorcana players. And also, content creation is a bonus if some of these people want to do it, and that's not required. But what we do require is obviously become a great player, and at the same time the socials, and also being able to represent us the best way. To us, the most important part is representation, because if you have all of those already but you can't represent us in a good way, it's a big no-no for us. Our owner is very strict when it comes to people in general having good values. He's a big family man. When you visit Rare Hunter shop, and if you even spend some time in that area, you will see what kind of community he's built over the 25 years of having the Rare Hunter shop. And also, I know him personally now. He's just a family man, and that's exactly the type of people that we want to bring in. People who are positive and easy to get along with. We can travel with them, and at the same time, they want to inspire others to become their best version of themselves as a player and as a person. So now I want to talk about the support that we give. First of all, the rookie team doesn't have the same financial support as the pro team. Obviously, it's the proving grounds, but you will receive some financial support to make this dream happen, because we understand how expensive these trips can be. So if you are doing a local tournament or a local DLC, like within your region, you get 150 euros support, which probably covers half of your flight and the ticket. And if you're going international, then you get 250. And then they also have access to our pro players. So the pro players, from time to time, we will be helping them grow. We will share them our methods. We will share them the way we think. And at the same time, if they need anyone to guide them to the right direction, we will try to do that as well. And then the content and the socials support. So if they are brand new, or they're already doing content, but it's not working for them yet, then that's where I come in with a couple of other people from the staff, and we will help them grow their socials and content as well. And then the last part is having a testing group. These other members of the rookie team will be testing with you, and we are going to supervise it, the pro players, the staff, to make sure that things are going good and that they are doing it right and efficient at the same time. So that's the support that we provide for the people that we're bringing into the rookie team. The next part that I want to cover is the thing that you asked the most is developing players. So what we're looking for these players when it's time for them to move to the pro team is the whole package. We want them to understand the program of what we're doing. That number one, you gotta be a skilled player. You gotta keep pushing yourself to become better as a player in general. And number two, I went through this before. We want to make sure that they're active on their socials, right? They're posting, they're sharing their journey, they're creating their own type of content, not in YouTube, not in Twitch. Again, those are just a bonus. There are other ways to create content in socials. Posting your decks, posting your ideas or your thoughts, or even just the artwork. That's content already. I do that all the time, where I see a card that I like. I talk about either the artwork, or I just talk about the character. Like when John Silver got reprinted, I love that, and I shared that with people. My love for that card, because I love John Silver and I love pirates and its locations as well. It's one of my favorite things to do in the Lorcana. So we want these players to be doing that on their socials before they even step in to the pro player team. We also want them to share their journey, whether they're winning or losing. And that's the most important part. Some people don't like to share things when they lose. I know how hard that is. But that's also very important, because 99.9% of the room are losing in those DLCs. Right? And when a pro player loses and they share that emotion, that feeling of what they went through, it's important for the rest of the community, because they can relate that even a pro player can have a bad day. We've seen many pro players before from season 1 who's done super good. But this season, some of them are struggling. And I'm not saying that they're not going to make it to Continentals or Worlds again. Eventually they will, because they're good, then they keep pushing. But you got to share that struggle with the other people, because 99% of the community is also going through that. So another thing that we want from developing these players is being a good team member. So there are people that when they're ahead, if they don't benefit from you, they won't help you. They just want to take. We want people who not just take, but also give, right? We think of everyone in the team as like, if someone is behind, we pull them to our level. And when they're on our level, there's a chance that they can go um, uh, forward before us, and then they pull us to their level, and it's an endless cycle of that, and that's how you keep growing and growing and growing. We want them to be able to understand that, and being a team member as well requires you to participate in a lot of things. So when we're together in the DLC, hang out with us. We want them to be talking to us. We want to be a family, and when we're hanging out with the community, we want you to be a part of that as well, and getting involved in content as well is very, very important. And most of all, we want the members to be strong individually, so they don't just rely on the team. We want them to keep honing themselves on their private time, whether it's spamming games to get better, creating ideas in their head, growing their socials. We want them to be able to contribute into the team as well. And then the team will contribute back to them. Again, another endless cycle of just growing together. Lastly, the benefits that I want to talk about is, number one is the most obvious one. You will be part of a circle, a family of like-minded people that strives to be better in all aspects of the game, and also just as people in general. And then you also get the exposure that we will be able to provide, whether it's from a teammate or from the socials of a Rare Hunter itself, or from the events of the Rare Hunter shop that we're doing. We have big things coming up. I can't fully talk about it, but we're bringing the X X amount Ks in Europe, because we are missing that in Europe, and you have a lot of that in NA. So the Rare Hunter shop is going to bring that in Europe in a few months, and we will be announcing that pretty soon. So EU gets a piece of those big tournaments as well. And also, last but not the least, the possibility of turning this into a full-time job is one of the most important things for us. Is that the thing is, if you love this, I'm almost 100% sure that most people, not everyone, if they were offered to do Lorcana full time, the thing that they love, they would take it. And that's exactly what we want to provide to the players, the opportunity to turn it into a full-time job.
Man, that was a lot, and that was, yeah. I'm going to ask you some rapid fire questions, Earl, from the chat. So quick answer. One, somebody said, if you're 45 years old, can you join the rookie team?
Yes. We have a member who is, I believe, 40, 47, 48, and he top 32 in Singapore.
So there, age is not an issue.
Nope.
At least
neither is gender.
Neither is gender, of course.
Yeah.
Next, what if you're from the States? Because a lot of you are based in Europe, but I know not all of you are based in Europe. So somebody says, what if you're from the United States?
Yes, you can join. We have people that we're already scouting from the States, from different parts of the world as well. We are international. We are based in Austria, but we are an international team, and yeah.
Fantastic. I would just say, before I turn over to Logan for any questions, I love the idea of developing the next generation of players, because teams offer such a big advantage that there are so many people who are knocking on the door, and with the support of a team and a little bit of mentorship and the resources they provide, could probably crack that. But it's very, very difficult when you're kind of one step behind a lot of people who have these playtest groups and all these great players to draw from. So I don't know, Logan, what are your thoughts?
No, I think it's amazing. Like I said, it's something we haven't seen in Lorcana, but I really love the idea of bringing the esports mentality to it in a non-toxic way. Let's preface that. There are a lot of games in like esports communities that you can look at, and like you can just talk to Humble, my teammate on Maelstrom. He was really big into Halo esports for a good while, and there's kind of this idea and core belief that if you're not performing, you're cut. Like any week, if you aren't at the best of the best, top of the top. Like you can be cut for the next person that's coming along. But TCGs are kind of in a unique position where you can just get varianced out really hard. I mean, everybody remembers the days where, let's take you, Earl, for instance. Everybody remembers the day that you got your golden Mickey. Not everybody remembers the tournaments where you've gone 0-3 drop, or maybe even realize that you don't even really think about the idea that you didn't make top 32 in Richmond, right?
Yeah.
It's going to happen. It's happened to me pretty often. I've had wins, I've had losses, and I really like you touching on the fact of you encourage everybody to share those moments. I think it's something that a lot of people tend to forget. You also touched on, last season we see a lot of people who were doing really well consistently. Zach Bivens, Pierre-Marc Saylor, Wonderland, Mo, who are, world's competitors, who this season Wonderland just got his Continentals invite, but Mo, Zach Bivens, Saylor, Edmund Chu, like they don't have their North American Continentals invite.
And they're always so close as well.
Yeah.
Especially Ed. Like he's always so close. But
it's
even
nothing...
Lucas, right? Lucas Topper from our team. His back-to-back, his top third, 1 win away from the invite.
Yeah. And like it's really important to share those moments. Because not every day is a win. Not every day is going to be your day, and that's okay.
Yeah,
and people have to learn that that's okay. And sharing that, I mean, just really helps you connect with the wider audience. Because, like you said, the majority of people are not in top 32 in the room.
Yeah. I wanted. Can I answer something on the chat? Someone was asking, what if I never win anything? So if you're the pro team and you never win anything, hopefully you're not 0-3 wing every event, then there might be a skill issue there. If every single event, if we sent you to 10 DLCs, if at least one of them is not 0-3, then that's fine. But if every single one is 0-3, then that might be an issue. I just want to clarify that if you are in the pro team and you are not having the best season of your life, that's not it for you. This is why I covered the socials and the content aspect of it, because with socials and content, you're always winning. There's always a win on it. You sharing that journey is pulling people in to look at the team, and when they look at the team, they look at the other parts of the team. They look at both the losing and the winning side and the storytelling and all of these emotions all combined together. Because if you are contributing by bringing ice to the team, that's a win for us. To us, that's important, because again, we just want to be seen because we're trying to share a story.
Yeah, no, I love it, and I honestly, this is something I'm pretty passionate about and could keep talking about all night. I do want to segue a little bit, and before you leave, Earl, do you mind hanging out with us for another 15 minutes? We bring in our next guest. Maybe you can ask
no problem at all.
Cool.
Yeah.
Somebody you might be familiar with, because I believe you've probably met him before. He's competed over in the UK. We are going to bring our next guest now, and before we sign off, we are going to ask you for exactly how people can apply to the rookie team. And we'll post, if you send me that link, we'll put that out in the chat as well. So folks have that. But I did want to welcome in our next guest. It's somebody who I've actually tried to have on an interview before, and it didn't work out because of tech. But Salas is a fantastic player who's already qualified for Continentals through a CCQ and recently went overseas and competed over there just this weekend. And so I really thought we'd pick his brain. And yeah, so Salas, welcome to the show. There you go.
There you are.
Hi. Hello. Now it's working, right? Hi.
Yeah. Perfect.
How's it going, guys?
It's going well. Thanks for taking a few moments to join us while you're still traveling, I understand. I am in the hotel room right now. Yeah, and where are you again for our audience? Tokyo. I'm in Tokyo. That's awesome. How was your weekend? How was the event? It was very different. And it was very, I think it was very challenging, as a DLC is, sure. But I think like going there and seeing like really weird decks every round was a bit weird. I didn't research enough
you know. So the best of one format as well. First time doing it, it was. I think if you think there's variance in a DLC, bruh, I think this one, like best of one, is just crazy, right? So yeah, definitely. It was very fun though. I have to say, very fun.
Well, I mean, so like that's something we've touched on before. Best of one tends to breed and come out of. You'll see a lot more wacky. I say wacky. You'll see a lot more things that aren't traditional in best of one. I think because you have a lot more opportunities for that to shine and come out. What would you say was the most interesting thing you saw throughout your rounds that really took you off guard?
So happy you asked that. Right. So red blue power line. Oh brother, I wasn't expecting that at all. I wasn't expecting that at all, man. I remember I thought I had the game, so oh yeah, this is actually pretty. I'm winning. Then he just shifts power line, sings be prepared, wipes my board, sinks dig a little deeper for free, draws 2, plays manner. I'm like, I'm cooked. I thought, what just happened here? But yeah, that was a very interesting deck, and also the champs deck with the poison apple. That was so interesting as well. He exerted one of my characters, hit it with shark. Nuts. Yeah, very very fun and interesting.
Well, like I said, that's again. So best of one, like you'll see things like that shine because you don't have time to adjust. Like you'll just kind of get hit by it, and you're like, "Oh, okay, well, cool."
That's right. You can only be surprised once with that power line board wipe draw 2 play manner. Exactly, I think. So I think it's really good for best of one, right?
But I mean, obviously, you were able to navigate your way through it.
Yes.
I mean, do you want to tell us more about like your personal tournament experience? I mean, obviously, you saw some cool things in your Swiss rounds, but you want to just tell us more about your experience and how you felt. I mean, just towards the end of it.
Well, I mean, I thought it was going to be actually way more relaxed because it's just one game, 25 minutes. You stand up, go for a walk, but it was actually it was very rushed, except like 1 or 2 rounds where we actually had some time to breathe. But that was due to people fighting over certain game states or something. I don't know, but usually it was like, okay, it's over, let's go next one. Just as Japanese are, right? Very efficient. So that was really fun to navigate. And but yeah, every time I won the game, it felt like, okay, cool, I'm going to the next one, right? But I think in general, just like the whole room, I have to say though, it's super quiet. Everything was super quiet all the time, and that's for me. That's really odd because every time I went to a DLC, it's like everyone is cheering, talking. There's a lot of noise, right? But here's like everyone is quiet, and I'm like, all right, so I guess I will not be speaking either, right? But yeah, so yeah, that was fun. Yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I love Japan, so naturally I just had to come to the first DLC. I even came here last year for the Lorcana event, the launch event, which was a very casual event, just like to play with people and get some promos, and that's it. So naturally, I had to be here for the DLC. Definitely. Also playing my favorite deck again, for sure. Yeah.
The meta is different, right? Because they mix some of the cards from Fabled into the current meta they're in. Right?
Yeah. For instance, Mr. Powerline, right? That I just talked about. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that, but yeah, I saw tons of Dumbos in red purple. Can you imagine? I think the devil in the room was Diablo with Dumbo. Bro,
no.
that's just nasty, man. Like so yeah. But I think it was fun. It was interesting to see what the meta could have been like. Like an alternative reality if we had the rotation. I'm glad we did, by the way. so yeah.
Did you consider any cards from Fabled joining your Sharks deck?
Well, not really, because I think that list is pretty clean. I think I should have considered best of one scenarios. And actually, just because I thought, it's best of one, I actually wasn't using the carpet back. That is very common in the red blue with the Tamatoas and stuff. So because I thought, I might not see it. I was expecting a lot of aggro, by the way. aggro and stuff like that, and I saw zero aggro, just like one Kiwi, like a blue steel in the top 64, and that was it. The rest, it was either control, mid range, and discard. My first matchup was a discard, and I was told, "Oh, don't worry about discard because the Japanese don't like discard a lot." First round, I was like, "Oh, okay, let's
First
go."
of all, I think I would absolutely disagree with that. I think the Japanese love Diablo. I mean, when he got revealed on Twitter over there, like it was all over their socials. So I would have been like, "Nah, man, we have to have Brawl on deck immediately every game."
I mean, I'm going off what my Japanese friends told me, and the percentage of like wins and stuff, it's like 5% overall in Japan. So I mean, sure, but yeah, I got the 5%er who actually wanted to play this card, right? So yeah.
Diablo and Dumbo is too hard to resist.
Oh yeah. That's just nasty.
I mean, dude, sign me up. I think that's what I would have played if I was able to go.
Look at this. Yeah, this list I show, by the way, credit to this looks like world class cards. Pulled this out, but funny.
He told me about the deck after, and that was also very interesting because we had like foreigner tables or something like that, which was like they all sit us together. Just I guess just to avoid like communication problems, like so they could quickly go with us or something. But that was a disadvantage because I was wearing a really bright yellow shirt in the foreigners table, so everyone knew what I was playing because I didn't move from my sitting, right. So a lot of people were like watching and they were commenting and stuff, and so yeah, I think. A lot of people knew how to mulligan against us, 100%, because we never moved, right? So people were probably talking about, oh, you see the WCC guy or the guy from Mexico doing well, you know. So I'm pretty sure that happened because like some matchups were like, how are you mulliganing against me? Come on, that's yeah. So I don't know. Yeah,
I mean, like, you know, it's kind of the double-edged sword of doing well at a big event, right? When you start doing well, if you stand out at all, everybody immediately like knows what you're playing. So if they run into you, they just know how to mulligan for you. So I mean, like Tiago talked about it in Richmond, how he was absolutely on a tear the first 5 rounds, but then after his stream match, his last 3 rounds, everybody just knew what he was playing and knew exactly how to alter it. So he went from 5-0 to 5-3 in day 1.
Man, that almost happened to me. I was 6-0 and then went 6-2, and then the last one was the one that got me like to the edge. I was very lucky that I lost to people who were winning a lot. Otherwise, it would have been like out of the 64 because I was 57. So very, very close, you know? So, yeah.
Yeah, and I will say, Logan, your question just a second, because I don't think have we mentioned that you finished 32 and then you lost to the eventual winner who knocked you out?
Oh, no, I think we didn't.
So, okay. So, yeah, top 32. So, excellent performance. And then, I got knocked out by the eventual winner. So, I should probably mention that for the viewers. You performed very well. Sorry, go ahead, Logan.
No, so, like, what was... Obviously, we've seen top cuts here in North America. Was there a difference in feeling of the top cut at this event? I mean, obviously, you were saying throughout Swiss, there was, it was very quiet, very, I guess you'd say reserved. Was top cut kind of the same way, or was there any difference there?
I have to say, since I think I was the only foreigner who didn't speak Japanese that made top cut, I had like 7 judges next to me, which was really intimidating, So it was like, right. So that got me very nervous. There was I still remember. Now I came to just to accept it, but there was a play where the guy, the champ, the eventual champ, he made his character evasive, but I didn't understand he had made it evasive with a hook. I just thought he had given the Scar plus 3 strength. So when it was my turn, I tried to attack him after I did my whole turn. And it was evasive, and the Scar lived the next turn, and that's what. That was error. I think I would have still have lost that game, but I would have a chance. I believe, So that kind of like, oh man, if I had said something maybe to the judges, but they were like watching me all the time, so I was like, no, I probably shouldn't say anything. I was very intimidated. It was also my first time doing Top Cut, I have to say, and but it felt just like the Swiss rounds. By the way, I didn't feel anything special about them. They were like very much faster though. It's like you sit down, you play. Thank you. That's it. You go to the next one, right? So it was just like that. It was very bam, 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 over and done. Yeah, very, very fast. And I have to say, like all my Swiss opponents, they were like having a lot of fun playing. I noticed, you know, even if they got like this super destroy or whatever, they're like, "Oh man, that was a good game. Thank you for playing." You know, everyone was so nice, you know, and so even like I should have lost the first game, by the way, because it was like the discard guy. He super high rolled me. I was done, and I top deck 2 prepares back to back. That was I mean that was. Yeah, so yeah, man. I was like, oh man, I can't believe it. I felt like the anime protagonist in that moment. By the way, 100%, right? So and the guy was like, how can that happen, man? That was a good game. He was like, I was like, if I had been him, I would be like, oh, that's total, you know, right? So I don't know. So, but yeah, they were super nice, I think, and my. The top cut was pretty much the same. I think everyone was much more serious because now it was like a high stakes kind of game, right? But still, they were very nice, and I really like how before everyone starts the match, everyone says "Yoroshiku onegaishimasu" to the other person, just like, you know, that's a sign of respect. Let's play this game. That was very nice. You know, I really liked it. I'm also a very quiet person, so the whole quiet vibe of the place really I really enjoyed pretty much, but yeah, it was very fun. I really liked it. Yep.
That's awesome.
I mean, it's good to hear that even the Disney magic that we experience in North American events is being held up in other regions of the world. I'm sure, Earl, you can mirror this. That it feels like no matter where you're playing Lorcana, the community of Lorcana is still present.
100%. I don't think there's a country yet that I've been to where the people are not nice at all. The Lorcana community is just Lorcana community. Outside of Lorcana community, I don't know the other people from those countries, but the Lorcana community at least is so nice to each other.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, awesome performance. I think, you know, it can be intimidating, or it's definitely intimidating for, you know, some people who've never flown to compete in another country where they don't speak your language. Yeah, it's intimidating. So hearing your story and how you had a great time and it was a wonderful event, and then seeing you, you know, go toe to toe with folks over there is pretty awesome. So I really enjoyed stumbling across your Facebook post. Before I see if there's any final questions from Logan and Earl for you, and we move on to our next segment, I do want to say, you know, our theme before, as we were talking to Earl, were players that are like, you know, that should be on the radar as like the next really big names. Salas, you're one of them, taking down a CCQ and now a top 32 finish. That's fantastic. And you're also an incredible representative of your community and your country. And I love that very much. So if I forget to say it before you sign off, you're invited back on the show anytime. And if you're watching this, definitely keep an eye out for Salas's social media posts, because I have a feeling we're going to see him in a lot more top cuts in the future. So Logan, Earl, any other questions for Salas before we do a quick wrap up here, say goodbye to both of you and move on to our next segment?
No, I think I'd really just like to say congratulations again. Just to mirror what Liam said, you've had a fantastic season, and I'm excited to see where you're going to take it.
Yeah,
I just wanted to say pretty much everything that Liam said. Congratulations. You're performing really consistent this season. I don't know if you remember, I congratulated you in Cardiff personally.
I remember
when you won, and it's really cool to see you slicing and dicing it on different region and representing your country as well. Big respect to that. So my only question now is, what's next for you?
Well, I'm going. I see people asking in the chat if I'm going to the CCQ in Mexico, and that's like, see, Obviously, come on, man. It's like, right. That's I insisted so much on having CCQs in Mexico. I'm 100% going there. But it's really funny, by the way. I haven't won anything big in America. It's always like, it has to be another country. I don't know. Like, so probably now this is the first time I'm gonna be winning something in America. We'll see. Okay, we'll see.
Nice. Good luck.
Can't wait to see it.
Thank you.
And commentators, keep an eye on him for your draft pools. I'm just saying. So I do want to say before Earl, I want any closing thoughts from you. I'm going to put in the chat here. Earl sent me the form. If you're interested in signing up or checking out the RareHunters rookie team that we talked about during the first segment, the link is now in the chat, and it will be in the show notes if you're watching this later, except if you're on Twitter, because I can't post to Twitter from Restream. So come on one of the other platforms, because reasons. So Sloss, congratulations. Earl, any closing thoughts before we say goodbye?
No, I want to wish everyone good luck who's going to be going to other tournaments, and also good luck to the people who are interested on signing up to the forum or in the forum. I'm running out of English here. It's late. It's late at night.
It happens.
It's 3 a.m. And yeah, good luck. And whether you get picked or not, don't let that from stopping you into pushing to achieve great things in Lorcana.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, thank you both. You're joining us from opposite sides of the world. This is really cool.
Yeah.
And
I'm gonna tell everyone about the RareHunters rookie team in my country, by the way. So you'll probably get a lot of signings from Mexico.
Nice. I'm looking forward to it.
So many good players over here, I swear.
Yes.
So I guess before we leave out that we have one more person, do you know what the average time frame would be that somebody would hear a confirmation or a denial from RareHunters, Earl?
What do you mean by that?
So say they fill out the form, what would be the amount of time it would take for them to possibly hear back from their form?
So we actually answered that already in our socials. It will take a while. We don't know if it's going to take a week or 2 or 3, because we're very, very careful on who we picked. But the process goes, we are picking potential or players that has a lot of potential. And this is not just based on your accomplishments, by the way. I just want to clarify that. And then we're going to contact them and interview them. And after that, we will then decide who goes in the team, and we will announce it. We don't know how long the process will be. We're trying to do our best to make it as fast as it can, but there's currently almost 300 applications, and trying to look at that carefully it takes time.
Yeah, for sure. And also, to your point, you have to make sure that everybody follows the values that you guys are looking for. So
yeah,
totally.
And there's no limits on how many people we're gonna pick up as well. Yeah, as long as it's not like over 100 or like 50 or something.
Yeah,
like that. That's way too many. A reasonable amount, at least.
Right.
That's really cool. Well, I mean, so Lars, do you have any final thoughts?
Yeah, thank you. I forgot I was going to shout out my friend who told me about adding the fish hook into my deck, because that's the only reason I got that first win. So it's thanks to him that I actually made Top Cut. So it's Ty. He has a YouTube channel called Ty's Inkwell. So if you can follow him and check his content, he's a really, really cool guy, very talented player. And he helped me prepare for this one, because he practiced with me a lot. So awesome. Thank you. Fish hook goated. Yeah, I agree. 100%.
Yeah. Send me the link, so I'll get it in the show notes later.
Awesome.
On. So,
yeah. Thank you.
All right. Thank you both. It's been a pleasure. And you both can welcome back anytime. So
sounds great.
Thank you. Thanks for the invite.
Safe travels, Sloss.
Have a good night. Bye-bye.
Take it easy.
Bye-bye.
Oh man, it's a little laggy. Well, fun, amazing guests.
I think it's amazing when we get to have moments like that. Literally opposite ends of the world, different things going on. And I mean, it's all about Lorcana in general, which just goes to show you that I feel like, especially me, myself, I get fairly blinded when it comes to Lorcana news and events, because obviously being in the States, I tend to, that's just kind of where I naturally see all my news and everything like that. Obviously, I follow Earl and Zan and World Class, so I keep track on all those things, and I'm pretty close friends with like Tiago, for instance, so I get to talk to him a lot. But you tend to forget that the world is as big as it actually is.
Yeah, I agree. I agree, and yeah, and I just love every time I'm reminded that this is a global game, and we're part of a global community. Yeah. But we need to shift gears a little bit because, and we're 15 minutes behind, but we're gonna drive on because this week we not only had some DLCs and some competitive games and plays and tournaments and stuff, but also an unprecedented event at Disney World. The International Festival of the Arts kicked off this weekend, and Disney leaned into Lorcana hard. I had huge FOMO watching all the coverage, Logan. I'm not sure about you, but I really wish I could have gone because it looked pretty awesome.
I mean, yeah. So Sarah, our team manager for Maelstrom Lorcana Librarian, she went to a huge Disney. I mean, just that in general, the Festival of the Arts, and all of these screenshots and artwork and giant cards that I was seeing. I was like, I wish I was anywhere but Iowa right now.
Yeah, same. I was right down the road in Miami too, but I really wanted to bring on somebody and who went to kind of talk about the experience and what it was like, and to describe, you know, how much Disney was leaning into it and how many people were there and all the things, because I didn't get to go. So I'm going to live vicariously through Steven, who's in the chat. I'm bring him right now. Steven from Lorcana Talks. Welcome to the show.
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
It's going. I'm sorry that we're running behind, but
It's
glad
all right.
you're here.
Yeah. Festival of the Arts weekend. We call it FARTS for short, Epcot FARTS. Disney even called that on one of their social accounts. So it's official out there. But it was a great event. It started this weekend and actually runs another 35 days. So if you're in the neighborhood or can make it down to Walt Disney World, I definitely recommend it. It's Epcot has a lot of great things to offer, and a lot of it is their festivals that they have. They have some core festivals. This is the first one of the year. It's the Festival of the Arts. Then it rolls into Flower and Garden Festival, followed by the favorite Food and Wine Festival, and then holidays around the world. So Lorcana was very popular there today, and I could totally see them doing this for multiple events and festivals down the line, for sure.
So, like, I mean, just apart from Lorcana being, I assume it wasn't just a centerfold staple of everything, but it was more so just kind of present in a way that it wouldn't have been before. What was special about just the Lorcana pieces that you were seeing in general?
So it definitely drew a lot of people in. They must have seen it on social media or some advertisement, because when you walked in there, Epcot is, I'm trying to describe Epcot. You go through Future World. You go through Future World, and in the back they have the World Showcase, so all the countries. And right before you get to World Showcase, there's a bridge where they had a couple of booths there, and one of the booths is like the activation station for this Lorcana experience. And you go there, and they give you one of these booklets. And I haven't been to any other quests, so I don't know if it's the same format, but you get this booklet, and you have to get there early. They don't tell you this or anything, but there's a certain amount they're able to give out per day, and that usually ends by around noon, at least for the past 4 days is when they're done. They open at 9 o'clock, so there's like a 3-hour window. You really should get there in the morning if this is something you really want to get a chance to do. So you pick up your book, and I was all prepared the night before, getting my Fabled or my Whispers in the Well prepared so that I could do this quest. And I get there, and it's Arcasia's Island is the set that they're really promoting, and I was totally thrown off there. So left that. Good thing I left all those cards in the car, and I got out there, and you get your booklet, and inside is a pack of Arcasia's Island, and then on one of the pages it tells you the 4 cards that they want you to collect, and they're uncommon and common cards, so you might get some in your packs. But I mean, they had to have 100 people around there talk, to trade, and everything. And that was the fun part about it. I mean, you could probably see a lot of people out there that were introverts that were socializing and being extroverts and talking to people, just going up to random strangers you don't know and ask, hey, do you need anything? This is what I got. And trading and complete. Everybody wanted to complete the quest for each other. So the community was really awesome there. And I feel like that was the most fun part, was helping kids and other people achieve their goal of completing the quest. And once you did that, you got one of the promos, which is the Donald Duck Pie Slinger promo, which I love Disney Ducks, and that was the coolest promo I thought from the 3 they had there.
I was about to say, I see all of your fine artwork on the wall behind you, so it's very on theme.
Oh yeah, Darkwing. Got some Darkwing coming to Winter Spell, and that was the other thing. This was a holiday weekend, Martin Luther King Day today, and it was extremely busy. Also, the opening for the festival, a lot of crowds there, but we had a winter spell like forecast all weekend. It was really cold for Florida.
A winter spell forecast.
So you would think that would have been great lined up if they had winter spell cards there. But yeah, we're dealing with Arcasia's Island, and the second quest, the second promo that you could get was the Rockstar Stitch, which I feel like that is going to be the one that is the hardest to get, because you have to go to one shop, they sell it at Epcot, and buy a $50 Arcasia's Island trove. So a lot of people already have that. Good for new collectors and new players of the game, which I feel like this was a great event to introduce people to the game, and because Disney World is the hub for people from other countries and all over the world come here to Florida, and they got to experience, at least this first weekend, Lorcana, and they got introduced to it. And I feel like there was a lot of people, at least the people in line I was talking to, they're going to try it. They're going to pick it up for their kids, and the game is going to grow a lot from this exposure they're getting from Epcot this month for this event.
Well, I mean, that's something we've talked about. Obviously, the past year and a half, I've traveled a lot to both Disney parks, Disney World, and Disneyland because of Lorcana. And I've always found it weird how difficult it is to get Lorcana product when you're around or inside the parks. So seeing things like this pop up where you're actively inside the park, able to see product, able to get cards, encouraged to trade and do those types of things, I think it's really encouraging. I think it's showing us that Disney sees the value in the game. They're willing to invest in the game. They're willing to put it more forward to show their audience. And if they take up any real estate in the parks at all, I think that's really promising for the future in general.
But absolutely. And they had one more thing. They had all over the World Showcase and Future World, they had giant Lorcana cards that I'm sure everybody wanted to take home with them. But part of your scavenger guide, they had stickers, and you had to put stickers where you saw that card or that ink color on this map. And once you completed that, you could turn in your book, and they see you did it and it's correct. And I have to tell you, they were actually checking to make sure that you had all the correct cards and that you put the stickers in the right places. But they gave you the third card, which is the Rapunzel card. And again, these promos are really nice promos. I feel like going forward, all these magical places promo collection, they're going to look really good next to each other.
I mean, I was going to say, any of the promos we get from parks, it feels like they have very special foiling on them. Obviously, they have the different rarity symbol that's on the bottom, showing that you got them from the parks. I have bells. Shout out to Color's Law when the Bell promo time was going on. She got me a playset of those. I don't know. It feels good to know that you can go to Disney World or Disneyland and actually get rewarded in the game from a collector standpoint for being there.
Yeah, for sure. And I didn't know that Ravensburger and Lorcana put any thought into it, but the actual, like, Donald represents that you get to eat good food at the festival, and Rapunzel art, and then Rockstar Stitch is that they have Disney Broadway shows in the American Pavilion. So I like how they linked it together, and actually, because sometimes you get a promo and go, why is this promo associated to the set or whatever, but I thought it was cool that you actually get to remember the festival through these 3 cards. It's also popular because, I mean, it's not every day you can go to Disney World and get like a free thing with your ticket. Usually you're going to get upcharged or some add-on, but it was good to see that this was a free thing that someone could get, and that might be another reason why things sell out quickly, and the demand is done with these booklets by noon. But it was just a really cool experience. And then the other thing they had there we didn't talk about yet was in the Morocco Pavilion. They set up an Illumineers lounge that you could go to, and in that lounge they had Lorcana artwork all over the place, and tables with the lore symbols on it. And they had in the back, the people would just set up their trading cards to make sure they can get the quest. They had people playing on tables. And another cool thing I thought I saw there was they had a trading board, kind of like you go to Disney World, you see people do pin trading. They were doing trading card. You could trade for something you saw on the board. They also had the different rarity symbols. So if you wanted to trade a legendary for legendary, you do that, super rare, etc. It's something they could definitely do if they love this if Disney loved the response from this, because pin trading is so huge. If you could have like Lorcana type experiences every now and then. Disney World is huge. They have all this space and great things, and just seeing all these people trading there, I was like, I wish there was a place that I can come to on Disney property to do, like when Winter Spell comes out. I want to do trading with 100 people around me just so we can all complete each other's sets. I think it's a definitely doable thing, and I've already got a email from Walt Disney World Research asking about, hey, what did you think of your experience? Did Lorcana like, would you do this again? Well, I gave everything an A+. Let's get it coming. Let's get him coming here, and make sure that more events like this can continue, because it's just growing the game. And I feel like there's the player side, and there's the collector side, and the casual players, and everybody needs to get on board if Lorcana is going to be here for 10 years from now. So I think that growing a game like this is definitely something they needed.
I agree. It's a funny story. Before I ask your next question, I was following like on Twitter what was going on this weekend, like in breaks when I was doing stuff at Miami, and my favorite like snippet was somebody was standing in line and they overheard somebody behind them, like a couple of people talking. Somebody was in line for the Lorcana thing, and they had no idea what it was. They were like, "What? Wait, what are we doing? What is this?" And somebody explained the concept, explained Lorcana, Disney Lorcana to them, and their response was like, "Wait, Disney has Pokemon?" Like,
yeah, I feel like that's the easiest way to explain to somebody. They go, "What is this?" It's Disney Pokemon, except you'll love these characters. You're already at Disney World, so you know what's coming out there. And I feel like they're all like thinking Arcasia's Island is the best set in the world, and like, there's some really good stuff that's coming out and that's come out since then. So I feel like a lot of people are hooked after this weekend. And again, there's 35 days left of it. Who knows what can happen after a month? This game could be growing even more rapidly than it already is.
Yeah.
I mean, as you're saying, like every day they're actively not like they're giving away all of their booklets and promos and things. So obviously there's enough demand for it. It's just how maybe they are doing that, like they're rationing it off so they make sure that like they plan, okay, we can give out X amount total today, and that way we can keep on doing it all month. Yeah. I think that's good on their end, and also just a good sign that maybe I'm sure that they will, like after they have so much demand, they'll see, okay, well, we had this much demand, and then we have X amount of people after we're sold out continuing to come up to the booth and wanting to participate. It would just help us grow more in the future. I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, they want to make sure that they don't run out for the later weekends, I'm sure. But I don't know I've never been to a Ravensburg event where they didn't say, "Oh, we didn't know it was going to be this popular." Yeah, it is popular. As much as whatever they had there for their allotment would sell out, no matter how much they grow it by. So I'm just glad everybody's having fun with it.
Yeah, Same. We do have one more guest to bring in near the end, but I wanted to, given that you're at the parks a lot and a lot of these festivals and stuff, what percent, like your perception of the overall like Disney fan base, because it's huge. Like, do you think the broad Disney community, eh, after even almost 3 years of this game, has an understanding of what Lorcana is, or that it exists, or like are we is there still this like untapped potential where people just still have no idea that Lorcana exists?
I totally think that. I don't think people. I think the people that are searching it out or seeing it in stores are the only people that know about it. So I mean, it's not like you could, like, even at the parks, you're not going to see a billboard or riding the Disney bus. You're not going to see anything on the bus about Disney Lorcana. So yeah, it's an untouched, even as big as Disney is. I feel like the parks are still an untouched market for them. They need I mean, if you could think, if they came out with a Figment card and had it at in the Disney parks, like people, or Orange Bird, or any of the things that people are insanely underground popular for the Disney fans, I feel like the Hitchhiking Ghost, people want to see that type of stuff in the game from the Disney parks community.
I agree. Any last questions, Logan?
No, I think that pretty well nails it, honestly. I very much agree with you. I think a lot of just general Disney fans aren't aware that the game exists. So when it does make its way into parks and we see collection quests like this happen, it's just bringing in an untapped market. Like, we're already selling out DLCs every time it happens. I genuinely think that the more new eyes we get on the game, the more that they'll see the true value in what this has to offer. So no, I'm excited to see how this month shapes out for the future of the game in general.
Yeah, I feel like the Disney pin market, if they can get that Disney pin market share of those people in, I think it'd go crazy.
Absolutely. Like, this is something I fan theoried about in my first trip when I went to Continentals for Lorcana. Obviously, when I was going there, I was reminded, shout out to Lorcana bro Aaron Rubin. He was a huge Disney pin trader. He and I were talking. He was like, it would be so cool if the same way they have pin boards at the checkout registers, that they just had like a little trade binder that they could do the same way they do with pins. Like, it would take up even less space than it would for the pin boards, but would be a way that they could just easily, without a lot of costs, just interact with the game and the community in that way.
Yeah, when I was checking out, showing my maps and everything to get my promo cards, and I was in that Lumineers Lounge, and I looked over at I saw the trade-in board from across the room, and my eyes immediately saw something I needed to have on that board. So I walked and I waited in a line of like 5 people, and I'm like, don't take it.
Yeah.
And it was a Tamatoa. On the trading board in the legendary slots. I'm all right. I'll trade a legendary for that one. So, I mean, if people could do that, that'd be great.
Yeah, that's got a little dopamine hit finding that card. No, that's so fun. I mean, we've been talking for years about the potential and the permanent play areas and Logan, like that. You've mentioned that numerous times now, and there's just so much potential. And when you see Disney leaning into it like they are with the Festival of the Arts, it gives you hope that they see what they've got, or they know what they've got, and that they'll continue to support it in this way. So I love it. Steven, before we go, I want to make sure that people know where they can follow you. Both of your podcasts that I'm aware of, because Lorcana Talks is fun. Duck Talks, in some ways, is even more fun. How can people follow you and what you're doing?
Yeah, mostly on the Twitter, on the X. Just 'cause I don't have time to go everywhere. But yeah, at Duck Talks or at Lorcana Talks. We do a lot on Duck Talks. We do everything Disney Afternoon. We call it the Disney Afternooniverse catchphrase, and we do a lot of Disney comics. There's a lot of comic stories with these characters that people aren't aware of. So we cover a lot of things there. And that's the other cool thing when Into the Inklings came out. We dragged everybody that liked DuckTales into the game. I feel like we should do that with like when Darkwing Duck comes in the game, it's going to go crazy again. But yeah, at Lorcana Talks and at Duck Talks, and we're going to have we've been helping another creator with a card reveal this week. So you'll be able to see that, and I'm sure all that stuff will get posted probably tomorrow.
Fantastic. I can't wait. Well, definitely, if one, you should be following anyway. But two, if you're interested in a card reveal that may be happening in the near future, make sure you're following Lorcana Talks and Duck Talks. I don't know. It was fun when you burst on the radar back in the day, asking for the DuckTales cards like over and over and over and over and over again.
Oh yeah, you got to let people know because it's kind of underground.
Yeah, it cracked me up. But Stephen, thanks for jumping in. I especially last minute. I'm really excited to hear about the event and how it went, and kind of living vicariously through you. So thanks so much. And again, as we tell our guests, if you ever want to come on and chat, just send us a note, and you're welcome back anytime. So,
all right, thanks for having me.
Thanks so much. All right, we are. Man, I packed too many amazing guests tonight, Logan, and it doesn't feel fair because we could talk to all of them for like
hours.
An hour. But I guess we should, without much ado, move on to our final guest here. And we won't talk too long tonight. We'll have to have him back because it got late. But I understand there were mini golf games going on, and
he had to win his free games.
That's right. Yes,
he'd have back-to-back weekends where he just felt like a winner.
Yes. Absolutely. But yeah, really excited to welcome on Sky, who we've had on before, but fresh off his second place finish in Richmond, fresh-ish. Sky, how you feeling? How you doing?
Feeling good. I mean, you said it. I'm fresher off two free mini golf games. That feels pretty good. It was a pretty crazy setup. If like the last hole where if like you make it and you get a free game, and this one just looked like crazy. I was like, oh, nobody is ever winning this. And then I just won it twice in a row, and I was like, oh, okay. I guess it is possible.
So what you're saying is you're not only amazingly skilled at mini golf, you can do the things that no other human can do.
I guess. I wouldn't say I'm amazingly skilled at mini golf. I'd say I'm above average.
Okay. Above. All right. We need that's good content. We got to talk to. Do you know a content creator who could capture some of your mini golf content for the socials? I need to see.
Yeah, I mean, Katie definitely live stream it next time. We'll redeem our free games and we'll go. And it was funny because we also not only did I win like 2 free games, so it almost paid for itself. We found like somebody was leaving these free coupons for like a local restaurant of like free meal or free dessert. We found like 3 of them. So we're like, okay, we literally just made money coming here. So it was a fun time. Speaking of that, though, I think Ink, Garrick and I have been cooking up a little bit of a Lorcana pickup basketball game. So that might be a content opportunity right there. We'll see some Lorcana creators get crossed up.
He said I'm gonna be breaking ankles at Ink.
I will not be the one breaking ankles. I'll maybe shoot a couple threes, but that'll be it.
That'd be funny. Okay, that's great. Look at all this Lorcana adjacent competitive content.
Yeah, I mean, if you're competitive in Lorcana, that means you were for sure competitive in something else, right?
That's fair.
Like, yeah, I mean, this game for sure more than other card games has more people that it's their first time going into something like this. But a lot of people are just have found like, oh, I like to go niche, dive headfirst into something strange and wonderful, and that's how they end up here. So.
It is funny. I am competitive at a lot of things. The problem is I'm not good at a lot of things. So those things.
Hey, that's all right. Sometimes it's just fun to be in competition. I played. I think Logan, you also played some Smash Bros. I was the best in my town, but anytime I'd go out of town, I would just get smashed. But it was fun. It was just the experience of being able to compete. And even if you did terrible in the tournament afterwards, kind of like Lorcana, you could just go play games with your friends and have fun. So I am used to, in some facets, just getting my face smashed in competitively.
I was about to say, even in my Smash Brothers career, I wasn't even the best in my town because all of my friends were best in the state and then collective states and then in the top 5. So I was just, trying to hang on for dear life, dude.
Yep. So I was the best of my town, but I'm not that big of a town, at least for Smash Bros. But 45 minutes away, we had a player that was like at one point ranked 15 in the world. So he would kind of take it through. I've taken games off him before, but he most of the time would destroy me. So
And that always gives you the hope when you take a game. You're just like, man, if I can take a game, I can take a set.
yeah, he used to do money matches where he'd pick random, and I'd be like, oh, come on, man, don't disrespect me like that. And I'd take some money off him, and then be like, all right, I'll play my main, sure.
We had a guy, just as a quick segue before we talk more about Lorcana, we had a guy who was an old Melee veteran who was around the period of what Melee's history is called the Five Gods, where there's a period of time where if any of these 5 people were at an event, they won that event. His tag was Eeyore, and every week he would sit down and he would pick some random low tier character like Donkey Kong in Melee, and he'd be like, come on, man, play your main. He'd be like, no, Donkey Kong's on the menu. If anyone takes a game off Donkey Kong, you get the thing. And like no one ever could because he was just that good. And he was one of those people that he would actively tell you what you were about to do in the game, and then you do it because he's just conditioned you.
Yeah. I don't know. Donkey Kong is kind of coming a resurgence in Melee, I've heard. So maybe he just was ahead of the curve,
ahead of his time, as always. But I mean, so getting too far away from Lorcana in some ways. Tell us about your feelings after Richmond, man. Like you've had a little bit of time to set with it. Like how you feeling today as opposed to right after the finals on Sunday?
I feel good. I mean, anytime you can make it that far into the finals, you're gonna feel good. Obviously, it sucks the way it ended for me, having a small misplay and then like a 1 to 2% punish happen. But getting that far is like a dream. So like my New Year's resolution was, as far as Lorcana goes, was to get a Mickey, because I missed out on that last season, and I got that checked out the list quick. So that feels really good. Just going the experience of playing in the finals and doing like this really grindy, back and forth type of game. And we went to the game 5. It was really fun because I was worried that I was like, okay, people are either going to hate us for just taking so long and like having this really grindy match that you can't really tell who's winning because it's just so back and forth. Or they're going to love it and just feel like the back and forth was awesome. And like, I think game 3, like midway through, like I started to hear the crowd come alive when we started to do like haymaker plays of Clara bounce or like bend or something, bounce bend, and I was like, all right, this is awesome. People are actually enjoying this. People are cheering. They're interested in what's happening. So like that whole experience was awesome. So yeah, I feel good.
I mean, we talked with Fungus about this last week, but I genuinely believe that when we look back in the history of finals and any event, that this is going to be one that's going to be celebrated and watched back and talked about because it genuinely was such an amazing finals. I mean, we went from the first 2 games going very solidly in Fungus's favor to game 3, you coming back, game 4, also just having to claw your way back because there's a moment where in game 4, I just thought you were completely lost on board, into game 5 that, as far as the game could be stretched, you both were clearly just getting every single inch and mileage you could out of any card that touched the board.
Yeah, it is a matchup where it's like you kind of sometimes have to stretch it as far as possible. Like if he has a super wide board and you kind of need the combo to also bend to my will, like you can usually take a turn to bounce and bend, but they're going to get to like 15, 16. And people probably think it's lost, but then you combo next turn. And then it's like, okay, still playing cards because they're top decking stuff that quests for 1 or 2 most likely. So it's still really close, but it does make for like a super like cinematic ending, I guess. And I think the last 3 games were pretty close to where it came to that. So,
I mean, they were for sure. We talked to Fungus. I mean, every single inch in every game that you got, you've earned. I mean, both of you were very much so showing us what the deck was capable of, piloting it at obviously the highest level for the day, for the weekend. It was just genuinely fantastic to see. But you're saying you're feeling good. Are there things that have you gone back to watch the finals at all? Are there things that you've looked at or thought about? It was like, maybe if I had done this differently, or if I had thought a little bit differently, that you could have done any of the games in any different order. Obviously, long weekend, you were burnt out. I mean, we were talking to Fungus and you, just by the end of game 5, you were both barely hanging on as far as like the mental win.
Yeah, we were zonked, but no, yeah, I watched it. I kind of skimmed through most of it. I made sure to watch the the end, like the last 3 turns to see what I did. And I think it was what I remember, because I remember I think the third to last turn I took, or just the turn before the bend that I did. I was trying to calculate if I could keep a vision in my hand, because the turn that I played bend, I had 2 ink left if I inked that turn, so I could have played a vision to dig for, like, I don't know, let's just make scary after that. But I think the problem, I miscounted. I was like, okay, if I ink, I'm only have 1 ink left. I can't play bend plus bounce plus the vision, and so I inked it. And I maybe had to still ink it because I had my second Prince Philip, which I would need if I found the combo again, and I had like a Basil, which I really wanted to keep also after that. But it's tough to like rewatch these and like go through this because I can't really see my hand perfectly either. So I'm like half remembering, half like seeing half the hand, and then it's like I don't know. So I did rewatch it. I don't think I messed up too bad, especially the last 3 games. I think I played pretty tight. I know there was one point in like one of the first 2 games I was like, maybe that was not right and it could have changed the outcome. But honestly, he had such good hands the first 2 games, and the first, especially the first game, I missed a 4 drop, which is really bad. I just inked and passed on 4 ink. So like it was pretty much just in his court the rest of the time to just have a standard, 4 drop into Clara shift bounce to win the game. So no, I think I played pretty well. I think he played pretty well as well. We talked a little bit about a couple plays that maybe could have gone differently. But in the end, I think none of it probably had a complete outcome to flip a game. So I think we played pretty well overall.
I mean, it's great to hear that, especially after you watch back, like you even now can feel confident and like, yeah, I played this as tightly as I possibly could, and just feel proud about the performance in general.
Sure. I guess there was one moment in the last game. So I used to play green blue, and I would run 1 jump ahead, so I'd have either 9 or 10 2-cost ramps. And the main reason was because, well, one, you always hit 2-cost ramp, and also you can mulligan a little bit more like greedy. In matchups where like having Cindy plus 7-cost Clara and 1-cost Clara is like really good. Sometimes in the draw, like if you're going to go for the Clara line versus the Prince Philip shift, you need to just have like all your key pieces right on turn on time. It lets you like hold those. So like game 3, I had Cindy, 1-cost Clara and 7-cost Clara, but I had no 2-cost ramp. Now when I'm running like 10 pieces of 2-cost ramp with 1 jump ahead in the deck, it's like 73.4% to keep those 3 pieces, and you'll still find it. But with just 8, it's like around 60-ish, which is not great, I think, something like that. But I was like, I'm on the draw. I need my good stuff. I should probably still just keep this. Like I made this rule like 2 tournaments ago. If you're on the draw, you're in a bad enough spot, you just keep it and try to go for the 50-50 to hit the 2-cost ramp. But I like chickened out last second, and I sent away the Cindy to draw 1 extra card, and the next card was Tipo, and I was like, no, I abandoned my like. Whenever I say these, like set these rules, like you have to stick to it, right? You've done the numbers before. Don't let your emotion get to you in these spots. But it was game 5, and I was like, man, what if I just like don't hit 2-cost ramp and we just don't have a game, and it's just like the most pathetic ending to this whole like grindy saga. And then so I shipped it. I think I still found like a 4-cost, but maybe it wasn't the Cindy. I think I went Cindy Donald or Donald Cindy, so it was fine. But I do remember that next card being a Tipo, and I was like, no, what am I doing?
The amount of times that like in alters that I've done that, where you just kind of have that moment of, man, if I don't hit 2-cost ramp, this is just a non-game. I have so many almost pieces. I just need that.
Especially going second, like missing the 2-cost ramp going second. It's just there would be no game at all. Like unless he did the same exact thing, there's no way we're playing this out. And
you knew he was going to have it because it's like you talked about it all weekend. Like it was just a blessed weekend for Fungus. Absolutely.
I mean, Fungus was. I mean, he drew, I would say, normal the last 3 games, which was nice, not having everything the first 2. But yeah, I think it was. He was doing well. He was finding those bends right away. I had to be on my game to have a chance.
Yeah.
Blessed be the Fungus.
Blessing of Fungus. Blessed be the Fungus. I had a question that just derailed me completely.
That's what he does, man. He throws you off your game. He made me ink the "You're welcome."
just the name Fungus throws me off. I don't know. One interesting thing, like something I've been thinking about all season, Sky. Like you have been around. You were around Lorcana season 1. Players like you, Tiago, you're around. And then something like happened this season to where you've just been on an absolute tear. And yeah, you haven't, top cutted every single event, but when you look at your consistency and your finishes, both in official and like CCQs, third party events, and then like, DLCs now, being a runner up is a huge deal. What changed? Like, what are you doing this season? What changed? How did you achieve this level of consistency this season where perhaps you weren't last season?
Yeah, so this is a big thing with card games in general. Obviously, the more time you put in and commitment, you're going to have better results overall. But at the end of the day, card games are variants. You can get very close to being successful, and it's just not quite there. And there are unfortunately a limited amount of big official events that you have, opportunities to get your name out there and to do well. For me, I did like pretty okay season 1. Like I made Continentals, I got top 16 in Chicago. I just had a terrible day at Continentals. I remember I was playing Blue Steel, no wheel. The deck was very reliant on Hiram. Like you had to find one Hiram within a third of your deck, or you just weren't drawing enough cards to be doing powerful stuff. And he was just hiding from me all day. Like I remember I would play a whole best of 3. I wouldn't see it all any of the games, and it was just like, what is happening? But anyways, I just had not a good run there. So like it was kind of a bummer end to my season. I had some success in like non-official tournaments. Like I think I have like a lot of wins in this game, but like most of them were not an official like DLC setting, which kind of stinks because obviously those are the biggest events. Those are the ones people care about the most, the best pricing. So I had some like good success. Like I remember, especially early on, like the way people kind of got known was like the first events before there was official events. I won like 2 of them in a row with a deck that not too many people played, but back then Blue Steel. So I had like some success. I wasn't like a terrible season for me, but I just was like always short on like the official events. Like I had one where I did good and then the rest was not so great. But going into this season, like I was like, all right, I got to get my Mickey. Like I had won like 4 or 5, 5 to 10K level events, doing well in the not official ones. But I'm like, surely one of these events I need to clutch up and actually do well and get a Mickey. And thankfully, I did at this one. Milwaukee, the first one was looking pretty shaky. I played Amber Steel aggro. I thought it was a good play. I practiced a lot. It was in a good spot, but then I hit 4 of my worst matchup in a row in dogs. It was only like 6% of the field or something. And then I only won like 2 die rolls out of that day. So I was like, okay, not my day. Well, we'll try again in Richmond. And I finally got there. But I think it's like, to go back and answer your question, actually, I think it's like you just need to give it time. If you're putting time and investment in the game, like, you're setting yourself up well. Like, say you're just grinding, you're winning games against good players. You like have analyzed the field. You're giving yourself good odds. You just need time. Like, there's only so many opportunities to do well at these events. And if you're setting yourself up right, it eventually will happen.
I think that's a really important thing to touch on. I mean, we kind of talked about it with Earl a little bit. Everybody remembers Sky getting second in Richmond. Not everybody remembers that in Milwaukee, you were nowhere close to day 2.
Yeah.
Like it's
you're gonna lose more than you win. You got to be ready for that. Like, I mean, everybody's goal is top cut, and even then, like, even if you top cut and you're not winning, that's still like that's good. Like in a card game, that is good.
Yeah, like it's one of those things that I feel like a lot of people might gloss over or forget. It's your lows are going to be more than your highs. Like, I'm living testament to that for sure. But it's being okay with that and knowing that you can continue to keep just keep the grind going, keep the mentality up. I mean, just think about what the season would look like differently for you if after Richmond you're like, well, I tried, that was it. Or sorry, after Milwaukee we're like, well, I tried, that was it. And maybe you didn't.
Yeah,
try
honestly,
as hard or
after seeing the flight prices for Richmond, I was like, man, maybe I don't go to Richmond or something. But I'm glad I decided to bite the bullet and do it, obviously. But yeah, if you look at players like DKP and Ed, some of the most consistent top cutters in the game, and the best players because of that, like, are they winning every event? No. Like DKP, I think, is topped his like last 5 major events, and that instantly like makes him like the best player in the game, just because that's unheard of. Like in Magic, Kai Buddha like was unheard of because he was so consistently like winning things. Like that's just very hard to do in a card game where people are, you're not the only one putting time and effort into finding the best plays. So consistency, like if you can, I always said like 1 out of 3 events top cut, like you are, very good. You're at the top. So
I think 1 out of 3. It's a good rule. I hadn't actually thought to put a number on it, but I think it's a good.
It's like, okay, one you don't do it, and it's like whatever. Maybe the next one. The next one's like, maybe I quit the game after the next one I don't do well, and then you like get that win. It's like, okay, we're back. Reset the cycle, reset it.
Yeah. Sorry, people quoting Chumbawamba in the chat. So there you go. Yeah, I don't know. No, I think that's a good rule, and we say that on here actually a decent amount. That you never see, like it's a math, like TCGs are all math, and I say this sometimes when people ask what deck you think is going to win this event, and I was wrong in Richmond, but I'm like, Amethyst Seal stands the best chance because it's just a math problem. When a certain percentage of the field is that deck and it doesn't have terribly bad matchups, it's going to convert a certain number. No deck converts, no meta irrelevant deck converts 0. And then if it has, no terribly bad matchups, it has a chance to make it. And people making the top cut, it's the same thing. It's math. If you are, Ed Chu and you're doing every single DLC, you don't see the 2/3 where he doesn't win. You just see him crush it. Whereas other people may be just as good, but may only go to 1 or 2 DLCs, and just the math isn't in your favor. So we don't talk about the ones where players just get knocked out. Actually, fun point. The fantasy draft is a great way to highlight this, because when you look at the fantasy draft that we do at DLCs, every one of the players that we pick, you're like, yeah, that's a great pick. Yeah, that's a great pick. Yeah, that's a great pick. And then when you cross out the ones who don't make day 2, all of a sudden, like 2/3 of the field are gone. And you're like, holy crap, 2/3 of the people that we thought were the best players in the room did not make day 2. And then when you cut for the top cut, you're like, all right, only 3, out of the 25 or 30 players that we picked made the top cut. And it's mind blowing when you actually see it, laid out like that on an individual challenge. Anyway.
Well, I mean, you can just look at, like, for instance, Lorcana Villain's team. It was me. It was Kendall, No I'm Not, Burnett. It was Zach Bivens. It was Melissa Lizard Kitty from TFM. And it was Jeremy Mastrioni. Like, objectively, really good players. And I think Villain's team scored the worst. Like, we did the worst for him. I don't think there was a single one of us that made day 2 even.
Yeah, it was funny. One quick excerpt from Richmond was when I saw the draft teams, I told Katie, I was like, oh, you guys messed up not drafting Fungus. Like, if you were looking for like a kind of like a lesser known player that was going to be a dark horse, you guys should have picked Fungus. And it's funny, it ended up being him that won the events. And yeah, kind of going back to something I forgot to mention, but me and Fungus kind of talked about like getting your name out there, and maybe not a lot of people like how to do it. And like, if you're a player that's had success, but not maybe at a DLC stage, because Fungus was somebody who kind of like me was consistently topping like the events that he would go to, like CCS, other like non-official events, but just didn't have any like results from season 1 because participation. The Milwaukee was his first DLC he went to, so it's like, well, what am I supposed to do if I can't, get tickets? Then how am I supposed to get my name out there? I think that's why he like went so unknown for so long, is because at the end of the day, the DLC is like a 10x spotlight to any other event, even if it's, a $15,000, $25,000 tournament. You're just not going to get that kind of spotlight. So
that's true. Yeah, it blew my mind when he said I couldn't get into DLCs season 1, and that's why.
Yeah, I thought he just didn't want to go to him, because I remember Fungus from like way early on in set 2, because we would just play so much. We would like run into each other online all the time, like play 5 times in a row, because we'd be the only people queuing and stuff. And like I was like, oh, you actually do play, you just couldn't get tickets. I see.
Yeah,
I mean, it's also like, it's something we talked about. It's one of those, how many people that we don't know of that are at a Fungus level that just haven't had the chance to try. Like, obviously, whenever DLC ticket time, getting one, like, we are part of our communities, so we have all the immediate news whenever they're coming up, where they're being sold, the time they're being sold, etc. And some people just don't have that connection to, have that first foot forward. And I don't know, like, just hearing him say that, it's really made me wonder, like, how many people that maybe we could have seen different results at different events had they been able to actually make it through the doorway.
Yeah, it's interesting to like think of. This is such a strange like little ecosystem that card players that go to all these events have, like, because it's so it's a hobby at the end of the day, but like whose hobby has them traveling like once or twice a month, like across the country, sometimes across the world, right? Yeah, of course, Liam. Yeah, it's we're in this bubble together, but like,
yeah,
the day like somebody at a DLC that's like, oh, this is my first big event, like I only went to set jams, like the day that happens is going to be a special day, because it's such a, the reality is most people that are winning are these people that are in this bubble and they're putting so much time into it and finding out what's best. But I think like every game has somebody that's like the underdog that like, doesn't do that and comes in and wins, and that's going to be a fun day. Hopefully sometime soon for Lorcana. Unfortunately, like we're only one more major NA event, but who knows? There's still more events around the world, so
yeah. I do think it's also the CCQs are a great step in the right direction in this regard, because I do enjoy. It doesn't give us terribly many new players, but it does allow for this pass down effect, which is really great. So we are broadening, or widening the pool of players, and giving geographically dispersed players a chance to access these things where we wouldn't otherwise be. But yeah, it is interesting. This is a topic for another stream. I do wonder, because there have been calls from competitive players for some sort of different pipeline where it is your competitive standing, which allows you to access big events. So rather than doing, like an open invite DLC, something where there's a way to earn a chance through competitive play at the local level, et cetera. And that you do a better job of identifying the best competitive players and giving them that roadmap. But I do think I don't know. I shouldn't even brought it up, because I think I like the way the DLCs are right now. I do like the fact that anybody can compete. But perhaps there is, in the future, ways that we can try to ensure that people that some of the best players aren't just being locked out by virtue of slow internet. I don't know. It's
sure.
Another problem to look at.
I mean, point systems are always cool. Like there's a couple other card games that do, point systems that local events do like contribute. It's not just DLCs that put you into qualifying for other tournaments. And I always like that aspect, because that's something that kind of keeps, local smaller events like set champs alive in a way, because, everybody's competing for one. It makes, the people that do only DLCs go back and do local events and kind of can spark more competitive, local level play. But also it keeps locals like aspiring towards more competitive stuff. It gives like a pipeline to, okay, well, you start at local level, maybe I won or got really high and got points for that. What is these points for? Okay, it's for these more competitive events. And that kind of like shuffles people into these bigger events. And I always thought that was like a really fun way that kind of like incentivizes people to play more, both locally and at bigger events and travel.
Yeah, no, I agree.
But I'd love to see something like that implemented in the future, but
yeah. No, I agree. We should do a whole show on this. It'd be fun.
Yeah.
Or a video. We should do a video on this, Logan.
Season 3 aspirations.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Or pre-recorded video type stuff. But no, I don't know. I appreciate you stopping by, Sky, and I definitely want to have you back for a long conversation. Rhea definitely want to have you back. Normally it occurs to me that like after these events, one of the things we do is we start deep diving your deck. We're like, let's talk about your deck. Why this deck, this meta? Let's talk about, because people want to figure out how to run it. But it's just a weird time, because like we're 2 weeks from Winter Spell. Everything's going to change. And 3 weeks, 2 weeks. We're very close. We're very close to winter spell.
We're at the point where we're all looking towards winter spell, and
Right.
Whispers in the Well is about to be just a vacant memory.
Right. So it's like it's tough because everyone's like, yeah, you said chapters are wrapping up and all that, but I don't know. I don't know. Any closing thoughts though from Milwaukee? Like what I don't know. Overall, I'm curious, like what is your, other than like taking second in that moment where you realized that you were, in the finals or whatever, like what is your favorite memory or your biggest impression coming out of the event? Like what means the most to you coming out of Milwaukee?
I don't know. I mean, it's tough to beat that experience of playing up there on stage and the crowd going wild and stuff like that. So, but overall, honestly, these events are just always so much fun. And like, I'm somebody who's blessed enough to have like a bubble of people that I've met through this game that, are mutuals, and every event we go hang out and talk and just have so many people that you're always talking to. So that's always fun, just to, no matter what happens that day, like all your day is going to be filled with just interaction and fun stuff. So, I guess, yeah, I mean, that's other than doing well, it's just the community and the communal aspect of just, no matter what happens that day, you're going to have a good time. So like, obviously it's awesome to pair both of them. And like, you get the best of both worlds. It's like a steroid on like to do well and have that. But yeah, just always these events are so much fun. I wish we had more of them and more like opportunities to meet as like a community. But yeah, the whole thing is just always a fun time. I saw a lot of people saying that on Twitter, was like, the CCQs are nice because it shows that they're trying to do more with less. But at the end of the day, like nothing is replacing like this event where everybody's traveling and is coming together and trying to just have a good weekend together, which is, it's hard to have a bad weekend at one of these events.
Yeah, I agree. My favorite moments are not, I mean, they're the competitive play, but they're the moments in the lobby afterwards where we're hanging out in the evening and playing Lorcana and just chilling with
just
Lorcana friends,
kicking it somewhere, doesn't matter where, and you're just kind of talking about all your different days. And it's interesting to see people have like a very different days, but like you ended up in the same spot just chilling at the end. So yeah, it's a great time.
Yeah, I agree. Well, it's a good. I say this every week, but we could talk to you for hours, Sky, and we have before actually, but
yes,
but it is yeah, getting late. Unfortunately, we're hitting our time. So Logan, any closing thoughts for Sky or anything else really?
Honestly, we've hit all the big points. I mean, obviously, I'd like to say again, congratulations, man.
Huge congratulations.
as a teammate and as just somebody who likes seeing other people do well and just watching hard work pay off. I mean, it was a long time coming. This weekend was seeing you get your golden Mickey and just watching you every round. Like, it was just even more exciting, and being able to be there for the finals with everybody else on the team to be able to cheer for you in person was fantastic. So I'm excited to see how the rest of the season goes for you and watch you get to Worlds.
Thank you, man. Same with you. You gotta step up with the Infinity, and the whole team's gonna get a plane ride. So
I'm gonna clutch up in Indy. It's gonna be all
we're
right.
gonna all be riding Space Mountain, okay? And it's gonna have to be two separate trains because we're gonna all be there. So
I mean, regardless, I'm gonna be there for Space Mountain. So
true, yeah.
Saying there's gonna be a storm in Disney World.
Yeah,
storm is brewing. Well, is that it, Logan Sky? Is it time for me to do the closeout ramble?
I think it's time to do the closeout ramble.
The closeout ramble. The closeout.
So. I don't got anything else.
The closeout ramble is first off, and I say this every time, Sky, you're always invited back every show, whenever you want to come, when mini golf doesn't interfere. But no, always a pleasure having you here, and you're one of the players that I think the most of in Lorcana. So a great role model for the community, and yeah, you're welcome back anytime. Also, I will say second thank you to everybody hanging out with us this evening, including the one or two of you, Sarah, Joe, Richie, over there on Facebook, like fighting the good fight. You're the only one. I appreciate you holding down the fort on that platform. If you're watching on any platform, I appreciate any likes, subscribes, etc. And I also a huge shout out to our Patreon supporters who help keep the show going. I appreciate it. I do have one note on the Patreon supporters. I have failed to update Chris from Lorcana Chat's name on the Patreon supporters. both in the beginning and end credits. And he asked me to, and I haven't yet because I've been traveling. But Lorcana Chats is now Lorcana Lounge, and you should follow Lorcana Lounge because Chris does wonderful content. And so I apologize, Chris, for not getting your name right in the end, credits, but I will fix that this week. Just a reminder, everybody, the special Lorecast, I believe tomorrow, with probably some Winter Spell stuff, or at least some great news. So make sure you tune into that. And Fungus coming in at the end of the day with the comment. Thanks for joining us, Fungus. Appreciate you hanging out with us again. With that, we'll see you back here next week at 8 p.m. normal time, 8 p.m. Central, and we're going to talk probably a lot about Winter Spell. So if you have any questions or guests you want to see next week as we get Winter Spell spoilers, let us know. And that's it.
That's it.